Go.
Hello, my name is Travis Gonzalez, and I'll be doing a presentation over audio-visual solutions. This is my audience, my cameraman. The price of success is hard work and dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether we win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. This is a Vince Brody quote, and I like this quote especially because I believe we can relate to many aspects of our life, such as the job we work. If you aren't doing what you love at your job, you aren't going to have the drive or the will to keep going forward and pushing your expectations and succeeding in life. You'll always take bare minimum and what I believe that live at the bottom of the barrel. Today I'll be sharing information about my career choice. I'll be giving background information over the industry, sharing information that I have gathered over an interview with a local AV solutions owner here in San Antonio, as well touching briefly on the future of this industry. A little bit of background about my life with the AV industry. I would be a third generation technician, as my father and grandfather were both AV technicians and a part of the industry. My grandfather was actually a video a projectionist at Missions Drive-In Movie Theater off of Roosevelt in San Antonio. And my father is actually an AV Solutions Company owner as well, as he owns S&G Technologies here in San Antonio. Now let's start by understanding a little bit of background on his career. Radios brought communities together. As radios were one of the first residential AV equipment to become part of our homes. Their sole purpose were to transmit messages of importance, as well as music and entertainment, such as sports, political events, or important aspects that were happening during our lifetimes. And many people actually at that time, since TVs weren't introduced yet, would have gathering parties to listen about what was going on in our communities. The music festival also was also part of the AV industry. At 1996, we had Woodstock, which had 400,000 attendees, which was also known as one of the largest festivals known. This festival required very powerful AV equipment so that everyone in the audience would be able to hear at the very back, since there were so many attendees, as well as backup equipment technicians to make sure everything was functioning properly, light technicians, just many aspects of the industry that you wouldn't be able to think of. My interview with Mr. Paul Heffernan, who owns Heffernan's Audiovisual Solutions here in San Antonio, was over the phone. He was a very politeful gentleman. He started off by saying how he molded his career into the lifestyle that he wanted to live, meaning that he worked for everything that he wanted to do, that he wanted to do in his life. He knew what he had to work for. He spoke that how he never got to go to a college, which stretch was very hard for him, as he had to start at the very bottom of the barrel, as I spoke of. My first quote spoke of, you got to do what you love or else you're never going to succeed, which he did succeed, and he ended up owning his own industry company. He talked about how some of his favorite moments were with family, how owning his own industry allowed him to be with his family and enjoy the important times of his life, being able to take the time off that he needed to take for family emergencies and just unexpected relations. He also shared keys to success, saying that you should only do things that you love and things that you're passionate about, and making your company something that you specialize in. You don't have to do everything. He stretched, focus on one thing and excel in it. as that's a true success and you could always build around it. He also spoke that networking, it was also a very big aspect of this business, being that if you don't network with other companies, you'll never get your name out there, or if you network wrong with the right company or with the communities, you'll get your name in the wrong places and be in the bottom of the industry. Never get the calls or get the bottom calls that no one wants to do. As I said, he was saying that do what you love. As we were having our interview, he kept reminding me of how important it was to do what you loved in the industry. Loving what you do, he told me, was what made him successful, and if you can't have fun with what you're doing, you won't have the drive to turn your dream into reality, he described. Now I'd like to talk a little bit of the future of AV. I think one of the biggest risks we have with that we often imagine in the next generation should be a younger vision of ourselves. What I think Mike Walsh meant in this aspect is that we, technology are growing so fast as we come out with new equipment every year, such as our iPhones. We have a new iPhone release every single year around the same time. We have new Android releases, MacBook, Xbox Ones, anything that you can think of. So it's saying that our industry is always changing, and technology is always changing. Our equipment is always going to be enhancing, and if everything is enhancing, we're going to be able to do new things and be able to provide more for the commercial side of the business, doing things that we haven't been able to do for international networking, for say. The education you would need to be a technician in this business only requires a GED, but median salary could be up to $41,000. The variety of different jobs you can have would be what I was saying earlier in the music industry. You could be a lights technician, you could be an audio technician, be a visual technicians. There are many technician jobs. The review, I've gone over the background of this information, the interview with the local business owner, and showed you a little bit about the future of this industry. After my interview, I have stayed learning. I've worked for my father actually for S&G Technologies. I hope to actually grow out our company into my own branch, and I'm gonna pursue my business degree and hope to just keep growing.